have some of these little wonton wraps I got. I've done these also with egg roll wraps, but I thought I would make some little ones because the egg roll ones come out so big. So what I'm going to do is create a filling for these and stuff them and fry them, and I'm going to show you how every inch of the way. This is a great recipe for using up you know, stuff you have in the refrigerator. I happen to have some fresh cilantro. There was a really great sale at the grocery store, and some I'm going to dry and some I'm going to use, a handful I think in this, which will add a nice flavor. I have some leftover celery pieces. I have a carrot. I have a shallot. I have half a cabbage. And my first harvest of the season, I have some chard leaves I'm going to pull off. What I'm going to do is cut everything up into more manageable pieces and put it in the food processor. I want everything to be really, really small and shredded because our wonton squares are really small and we don't want pieces sticking out. So why don't I get started? I peeled the carrot and I'm just going to cut the carrot and the celery into chunks so the food processor doesn't need to work so hard. These are kind of hard. So I'm going to go ahead and go like that and toss them in. Next I'm going to put in a handful of cilantro leaves. I'm not going to get too fancy about it. I'm just going to cut off the stems here and go like that. I'm not sure how much I really should put in there, but cilantro is really good and it's going to add a nice flavor to it. So no matter how much I put in, I'm sure it's going to be just fine. I'm going to take my homegrown chard leaves and just pull them off the stem. The stem is probably edible. I had a bad experience with kale a year or two ago when I was trying to dry it, and the middle stem was so hard. It was hard to eat. It never dehydrated quite right. So from that time on, I've just always removed the middle stem in my greens like this. Not spinach, but stuff like this where I'm not sure, where the stem seems kind of you know, tough. And once I'm done, I'm gonna chop these up into smaller pieces. I'm gonna chop it into a couple of chunks. What I like about this recipe is that you pretty much can put whatever you want in it. The cabbage is really a great base. If you want to add meat or fish or shrimp or chicken to it, that's fine, but I like to keep it simple with the vegetables. Well, we're almost there, just need the cabbage. I pulled off some of the older leaves around the edge, cut off the core. I'll continue to cut off the core. The side's a little brown, so I'm going to remove it and just work on getting that core out before I chop it up for the food processor. All right, that cabbage is chunked up. I'm going to throw everything into the food processor with the blade at the bottom and just let it run until everything's finally chopped. Here's the final result after it's been finally chopped in the food processor. This is going to cook down quite a bit over the cook time, but it'll be fine and delicious. It smells really, really good, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it tastes like when it's cooked. I've decided to leave the cilantro out because I might add some fresh cilantro to this after it's cooked, as well as having the sautéed cilantro in there. So I've got a frying pan ready to go with oil in it, and I'm going to throw this in and start cooking it down. So I put some oil in the bottom of my pan and got that real hot and put the cabbage mixture in there, and I'm just going to cook it down until it's cooked through and nice and soft. Probably take a little bit of time, maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We'll see. Well, here it is, cooked down. Didn't take too long. I did try it to make sure it was softened. I think I will be adding a little bit more fresh cilantro tomorrow, but I'm calling it a day right now. It's late, and I'm going to fill my wontons and fry them tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Okay, so we're ready to go. I have my cabbage mix here, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of this, my homemade egg roll seasoning. I will put the link and the recipe below. I also have my wrappers. I have some water, and I have a tray. I have some hot oil warming up there on the stove. I usually do this the same day I cook the cabbage, but I just ran out of time last night, so I put it in the fridge overnight, and it'll be fine. Anyway, here's my tablespoon of egg roll seasoning. There we go. I'm going to mix that up with a fork, and then we'll be seasoned up. I decided not to add any more cilantro to it, but you can. You can add cilantro. You can use parsley. You can add your own ginger. You know, this is really forgiving. It's whatever you want to do. After I let this sit overnight, the flavors kind of got better, so I'm leaving it alone. But the egg roll seasoning is a really nice thing to add. All right, looks pretty well mixed. So what I'm going to do is I have my tray here. Oh, okay. I'm going to take my little wrap there. I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to fill this. This is why having this cut up really small is good. This is such a small surface space. You don't want to have too much in there or anything that'll stick out. Okay, then I'm going to take my water. I'm going to wet this all around the edge. And this is the same principle if you do egg roll wrappers. It sort of glues it. Then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make like a little, I don't know, diamond or something. And then I'm going to close it up. And then I'm going to close it up, just like that. So let me do one more, and then I'm going to make a few more, and then we're going to fry them. Okay, here's one more. Let's put a nice amount in there. These are so good. Then we're going to create a glue here with a little bit of water around the edge. We're going to bring the two corners in, I guess like a kerchief. I'm trying to think what the word is for that. Like that. Kind of glued up there, and then we're going to bring the other two up. And I'll make a few more, then we'll go to the frying pan. Well, the oil is heating up. It's on the, covering the bottom of the pan. I have it at about medium. You don't want it too hot because it'll cook too fast, and then the inside, the filling will still be cold, and outside will be burnt. Take it from me, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to put my my little wonton wrappers in there with the seam side down. I just put them in seam side down, again medium heat, and I'm going to wait till they brown, then turn them over. They go pretty quickly, so you want to be prepared. Have your spatula and paper towels ready. After you flip these over, they will continue to cook quickly, and you're going to want to have a place to drain them as soon as possible. There's no formula that I have for how much vegetable filling and how much wonton or cabbage roll little dough pieces I have. I've found that it just kind of depends on what I am not sure. What I will be doing is finishing these up in the next day or two, and whatever leftover cabbage I have will go into the freezer, and I'll pull it out next time I want to make cabbage rolls or wontons. Doesn't go bad, and it's really delicious. Anyway, I'm going to have my lunch right now, and this is it. So thank you so much for watching.